श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम सद्गुरु श्री रामानंद परब्रह्मणे नमः। ओम सद्गुरु श्री शिवानंद परब्रह्मणे नमः। ओम सद्गुरु श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। ओम सद्गुरु श्री शंकर भगवत्पादाचार्य नमः। ओम सद्गुरु नित्यानंद परब्रह्मणे नमः। ओम सद्गुरु श्री व्यास भट्टारकाय नमः। Atma Namaskaras to one and all who have attended the conference. You are all my Guru Swarupa. Today's topic is fifth chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that is Karma Sannyas Yogam. Karma Sannyas Yogam, that is renunciation of karma. This chapter deals with the renunciation of karma. In this chapter, Sri Krishna Paramatma, what is the relationship between Karma Sannyasam and Karma Yogam? Are they really separate or they are one and the same? He wants to give clarification in this chapter. Before starting this fifth chapter, Arjuna asks Lord Sri Krishna, Sannyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogancha sansase yasreya etayorekam tanme bruhi sunischitam. He is asking, in the fourth chapter you are stressing on karma sannyasam. In the fourth chapter, at the end of the fourth chapter, he is stressing on karma sannyasam. Again now you are praising this yogam. That means Arjuna by this time could have come to a conclusion that yogam is a karma. Yogam is also a karma. In this way he has got that conclusion. And again he is confused also. Why? In the end of the fourth chapter, Sri Krishna Paramatma he says in two slokas, that is Yoga Sanyasta Karmanam Jnana Sanchana Samseha Atmavantam Nakarmani Nibadhanante Dhananjaya. O Arjuna, by means of yoga only you can renunciate all the karmas, and by means of knowledge only you can clear off all your doubts. So by clearing of all doubts by jnanam and renunciating all karmas by yogam, Atmavantam Nakarmani Nibadhanante Dhananjaya. That Atmajnani can never be bonded, even if he does any karma. And again he tells, Tasmad Ajnana Sambodha Prustam Jnanasinatmanaha Chatvainam Samsyam Yogamatishta Bharata. In the last sloka of the fourth chapter, he is telling like this: Tasmad Ajnana Sambhotaha Prustam Jnanasinatmanaha. Therefore, the doubts, whatever you doubts, got your doubts from your heart, arise out of your ignorance, you clarify the doubts by means of the sword of jnanam, the sword of knowledge. By the sword of knowledge, you clarify your doubts, and tasmad ajnana sambhutaha rustam jnanasinatma chatvainam samsyamattishto yogamattishtottishtha bharata. Again he is stressing that you clarify your doubts by knowledge, and now you do yogam and get up. In that way, he lastly mentioned in the fourth chapter. At the end of the fourth chapter, you clarify your doubts by means of jnanam and do yogam and get up. Like that he is lastly mentioned. That's why in the fifth chapter, Arjuna has got a doubt. When you say that the karma sannyasam is the superior, sannyasam karmanam Krishna, punaryogancha sansase, why you are again yogamattishtottishtha bharata, like that you are encouraging me to do yogam. That means Arjuna by this time he could understand that yogam is a karma, and at the same time the karma sannyasam is superior to karma yogam. In this way he could understand in the fourth chapter. That is what Lord Sri Krishna meant also. But Punaryogasya Samsasi, why you are encouraging the yogam? Yatsre yatyorekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. You decide it, and which is benefitable, which is much superior, please decide it and tell me. In that way, Arjuna is asking Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna Bhagavan Vacha Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogancha Sensasi Yasre Yetayorekam Sanyasa Karmayogasya Nisresa Karabho Tayosta Karma Sanyasat Karmayogo Vishishyate. No doubt, the Karma Sannyasam and Karma Yogam both are equally better. Equally better. Karma Sannyasat Karma Sannyasa Karma Yogasya Nisresa Karavabho. No doubt, both are equally better. But among them, Karma Sannyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate. Among these two, the Karma Yogam is better than Karma Sannyasam. Here he is paradoxically mentioning at the end of the 4th chapter, he is telling that Karma Sannyasam can be achieved by Karma, Yoga Karma, and ultimately he says that Karma Sannyasam is much superior than Karma Yogam. But here he is telling that Tayosa Karma Sannyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate. Among these two, Karma Yogo is better. Vishishyate. Karma Yoga is much better than Karma Sannyasam. There is a much confusion for everybody. What Sri Krishna means is nobody is able to know unless he does yogam and he knows throughout the Bhagavad Gita, then only you can understand the difference between the Karma Sannyasam and Karma Yogam. Here Karma Sannyasam means renunciation of karma. Renunciation of karma means, is it internal or external? That is the thing he is going to clarify it. Everywhere he says that whatever you do, Kurvarna Pranalipyate, like that, he is mentioning even if you do any action outside, you will never be bonded like this. Sri Krishna is going on mentioning. That means a yogi can do actions outside, but only thing is you have to renunciate inside. The renunciation of karma inside is called Karma Sannyasam, not simply by stopping the karma outside is not Karma Sannyasam. In this way, Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate. There are two types of Karma Sannyasas. Actually, the Karma Sannyasam is much superior to Karma Yogam. Here, Karma Sannyasam means Nyasam. Nyasam means leaving the karmas thoroughly. Samyak Nyasam. Nyasam means leaving out. Samyak means thorough. Thoroughly leaving out all karmas is Karma Sannyasam. Nyasa iti Brahma, Brahma hi para. The renunciation of itself is Brahma. That is the supreme-most. That is the meaning of Nyasam or Karma Sannyasam. But here, Sri Krishna says that Karma Yoga Vishishyate. The Karma Yoga is much better than Karma Sannyas. Why he is mentioning this is, he is a practically a yogi. That's why the entire Bhagavad Gita he is mentioning at every step the practical difficulty of a yogi. A householder, how can he go higher up? By step he is mentioning, not simply by telling the Advaitam or Sankhya, that itself is not sufficient. How can we reach? That is important. In that way, in 2nd chapter, he mentioned about the Karma Yogam. In the 3rd chapter, he mentioned the same Karma Yogam, and that is different from Karma. In the 2nd chapter, he has distincted between the Sankhya Yogam and the Karma Yogam. And in the 3rd chapter, he has clarified between the Karma and the Karma Yogam. Now, in the 4th chapter, in the fourth chapter he mentioned about the relationship between the Karma Yogam and Jnana Yoga, that is Jnanam. Now the supremest word is Karma Sannyasam and the Karma Yogam. He wants to make a distinction and clarify the difference between these two. Tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. Why karma yoga is vishishyate? He is telling. Karma yoga means it is a practical sadhana, whereas karma sannyasam is leaving all the karmas. What is meant by karma yoga? That is already mentioned in the second and third chapters, even fourth chapter also. In Trisiki Brahmana Upanishad, I have been all the way telling that the meaning of karma yoga is bandhanam manaso nityam karma yoga sa uchyate. The mind which is all the way oscillating, the oscillating mind should be concentrated at a particular point. The concentration of mind at a particular point is called karma yoga. So that is yogam. So the karma means doing action outside, and karma yoga means doing action inside, that is yogam, that is karma yogam. So in this way, karma yogam in future also he is going to mention about the difference between the karma sannyasam and karma yogam. I will tell you. At present he is telling that karma yogam, that is practically a yogi alone is better than a karma sannyasi who has not at all renunciated inside. So renunciation inside is superior than karma yogam, but without renunciating inside, if he simply start doing actions outside, it is much inferior to karma yogam. That is he means. Tayosta karma sannyasat karma yogo vishyate. Jnesa nissa sannyasi Yodha nodeshti nakanchati nidvandvahi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Now he is telling the qualifications of a karma sannyasi who has renunciated karmas. Jneyasya nitya sannyasi yo nadveshti nakanchati. Those who never desire or hate anything, and one who is above the duality, Nidvandvahi Mahabahu Sukham Bandhat Pramuchyate. He alone get divide of this karma bandham, and he will get the eternal bliss. That is the ultimate state of karma sannyasam. But now Sri Krishna wants to clarify between the karma sannyasam and karma yogam. Sankhya yogo pradakbala pravdantina panditaha ekamapyasata samyak ubhayor vindate phalam. Here, if you go on hearing the Bhagavad Gita throughout, then only you don't get doubts. Otherwise, there is every possibility of getting doubts. Why? Because Lord Sri Krishna is mentioning and clarifying by step. That is the practicality he is explaining. Sankhya yogo pradakbala pravadantana panditaha. The children will tell that there is a difference between the Sankhyam or Karma Sannyasam or Jnanam and Yogam. Sankhya yogo pradakbala pravadante napanditaha. The panditaha, that means the practical jnanis, will never say that the Yogam and Sankhya are different. Only the children will say, the ignorant persons will say that there is a difference between Karma Yogam and this Karma Sannyasam. Ekamapyasa samyak ubhayor vindate phalam. If you follow one of these two, that is whether Karma Yogam or Karma Sannyasam, you will get the result of the other also. That means the end result of getting salvation is same for the both. That is, the salvation you can attain by Karma Sannyasam or Karma Yogam. Ekamapya samyak ubhayor vedate phalam. If you adopt thoroughly one, whether it is Karma Yogam or Karma Sannyasam, ubhayor, you will get the result of both. That means ultimate result is same, but initially it looks different. They look different. That's why he is clarifying that only the children say that these two are different, but never Jnanis will tell. Yat Sankhe Prapyate Sthanam Tag Yogairipa Gamyate Ekam Sankancha Yogancha Yah Pasyate Sapasyate. Here also he is further clarifying. Yat Sankhe Prapyate Sthanam. That Sthanam, that is the Atma Sthanam, that is salvation. That salvation state achieved by which method? That means Yat Sankhe Prapyate Sthanam. That Sthanam is achieved by Sankyam. The same Sthanam will be achieved by Yogam also. Yat Sankhe Prapyate Sthanam Tad Yogairipi Gamyate. Even by the Yogam also, you will get the same final stage of Atma Sthanam, that is Moksham, salvation. So the salvation can be got by two methods, that is Sankyam or Yogam. Ekamapya samyak ubhayor Sankhya Prapyate Sthanam Tadyogairipa Gamyate Ekam Sankyancha Yogancha Yapasyate Sapasyate. Here he has finally clarified that one who knows that the Sankyam and Yogam are one and the same, and one who sees that they are one and the same, that person is supposed to be the seer of this Atman. He is the seer of this Atman. So finally the person, whether he is yogi or Sankhya yogi or Karma yogi, they are one and the same at the final stage, at that stage of salvation. But here he is now mentioning the actual difference between the karma sannyasam and yogam. This is the main point one should know. If anybody wants to know about Bhagavad Gita, this is very important slokam, that is Sanyasastu Mahabaho Dukkhamaptum Ayogataha Yoga Yukto Munir Brahman Acharen Adigachyati. Please underline this slokam. Everybody should understand this slokam, that is Sanyasastu Mahabaho Dukkhamaptum Ayogataha. If any person who renunciates actions by becoming karma sannyasi, Dukkhamaptum Ayogataha, he will get pain and misery without yogam. Without yogam, the karma sannyasi will be landed into pain and misery. That means without yogam, there cannot be karma sannyasam. This is the actual practical relationship between the karma sannyasam and karma yogam. That's why he is now clarifying this. Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkham aptum ayogataha. A non-yogi will never, even though he has renunciated all these karmas, he will get misery only. But yogi yukto munir brahman, only yogi alone, brahman acharen adigachyati. Quickly he will get the state of brahman. That means yogi alone can get the state of brahman. Ultimately he will be entered into the karma sannyasam. So there are two steps, that is karma yogam and karma sannyasam. After doing yogam, ultimately will go to karma sannyasam. That is the real sannyasam. But otherwise, if he simply without doing yogam, he renunciates all karmas, he will get misery. That is the practical difficulty of a karma sannyasi. In Narada Prayuradhika Upanishad, it says like this: Virakta pravrjet dheman saraktastu gruhe vaset sarago narakamyati pravarjan hidvijadhama. In the Upanishads also then it is saying Virakta pravrjet dheman. If you have got complete vairagyam, you simply leave away this samsaram or the your house or any ashram, you live away, you go to sannyasa. Virakta pravrjet, you renunciate everything. If you are practically 100% vairagyam, if you are totally renunciate, you leave away everything. Saraktastu gruhe vaset, if you have got any amount of affection, attraction about the samsaram, you stay in the house itself. Otherwise, sarago narakam yati. The person who leaves the house or anything, any ashram, and simply renunciates outside with having little affection toward this world pleasures, he will get hell. Sarago narakam yati pravarjan hi dvijadhama. That in that Upanishad it clearly mentions that the karma sannyasi will landed it measury, provided if he doesn't do any yogam. So the practical foundation step is doing yogam only. In that way, Lord Sri Krishna tells that the yogam is much more important than karma sannyasi without any renunciation inside. Now, how can you renunciate inside? That is the practical aspect of this. Yogikto visuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi nalipyate. Here Lord Sri Krishna says yogikto visuddhatma. Only a yogi can alone purify his mind. A yogi alone can purify his mind, and not only purifies, he will conquer the mind. Not only conquering mind, he will conquer the senses also. Yogikto Visuddhatma, Vijitatma, Jitendra. This is also very, very important. The 5th chapter is like an ambrosia, the Amrutam. This 5th chapter, Karma Sannyasam, is very, very important. Unless anybody knows about this 5th chapter, nobody can proceed further. Here also, he is mentioning about that. Yogikto Visuddhatma, yogi alone purifies his mind. Visuddhatma, Vijitatma, he will conquer his mind, purifies his mind first, and then conquers mind and conquers senses also. Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma. When he conquers his mind, he will be dwelling in all the living beings. That means he will not stay here alone his body, but he will be dwelling in all the living beings, and also he will see all the living beings in him. So he will be there in all livings, and all livings will be seen in him. If in that way he will attain the Advaita state, that is oneness. When he attains that oneness, kurvannapi nilipyate, sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi nilipyate. Even if he does anything, he will never be touched with this karma phalam. Why he is mentioning like this? After attaining oneness also, kurvannapi nilipyate is mentioning means there are two things. There is universal nature and the individual nature. When the individual nature is conquered, he will be doing actions according to the universal nature. That means in that way, Lord Sri Krishna says that kurvannapi nilipyate. Even though he has conquered the individual nature, but he will have to proceed according to the universal nature. That's why kurvannapi nilipyate. Like that, he is telling, and not only that, what are the karmas, what are the karma, what are the difficulties of karma yogi. Now he is mentioning. Pasya naivakinchit karomi iti yukto manyeta tattavit. The yogi, the jnani who has attained perfection, he will feel like this. Naivakinchit karomi iti. I am not at all doing a little at all. Yukto manyeta tattvavit. Yukto manyeta tattvavit. Yukta means yukta ichuchate yogi. Regarding this yukta, in Bhagavad Gita, yukta, buddhi yukta, yoga, buddhi yoga, brahma yoga, all these words are pertaining to yoga only. Here also, yukto manyeta tattavit, a tattavit, a practical jnani will feel like that he is not at all doing anything. Even if he does pasyan, srunvan, jagran, sprushan, asnan, gachan, swapan, swasan, pralapan, gruhnan, unmishan, nimishan mapi indriyani indriyadesha vartanta iti dharayan. Even if he sees pasyan, even if he hears srunvan, jagran, if he smells, if he asnan, that means he will, even if he takes eating, so while seeing, while hearing, while smelling, while eating, while sprushan, while hearing touch, gachan, that means while walking, gachan, swasan, that means while taking respirations also, swapan, while sleeping, pralapan, while talking, grohanan, and while taking, visarjan, while taking out, giving it outside, unmishan, that means by lifting his life out, eyelids upwards. That means unmishan, nimishan mapi. If he lifts his eyelids upwards or closes the eyelids downwards, all these actions will come under karma. So nobody can be there without any of these actions. All these karma actions will become under karma. Even if he uses all these actions, but the jnani, the perfect yogi, will feel that I am not at all doing, because he is all the way, his mind is kept inside, but whatever the senses may do, I am not at all connected with that. Indriyani indriyadesha vartanta iti dharayan. The senses are coming in contact with the sensory objects only, but I am not at all doing anything. Brahmanya adhaya karmani sangam kyatva karotiha lipyate nasapapena padmapatram evambhasa. A yogi, when he goes upwards, he puts his all mind and all the actions also in the Brahman itself. That means the mind will be kept inside in the Brahman. Brahmanya adhaya karmani sangam chakva karote. Even if he does outside, he is still mentioning that by keeping his mind inside and doing action outside, lipyate nasapapena padmapatram evambhasa. That means he will be never touched with the world, just like the water drop is floating on the leaf of the lotus. Even if it floats on the leaf of the lotus, the water drop will never be touched with this leaf. Just like this, it will be going on moving, but it will never be touched with. There will be wetting of the leaf of the lotus. Like that, the yogi will behave padmapatram evambhasa. This is a very good anomaly for every yogi in spirituality. This will be mentioned. Brahmanya adhaya karmane sangam chakva karote lipyate nasapapena padmapatram evambhasa. So renunciating inside, by doing yogam, he will keep his mind inside, but even if he behaves and if he uses all the organs outside, but he will never be touched with this samsaram, just like this padmapatram evambhasa. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalai indriyairapi yogina karma kurvanti sangam chakva atmasodhaye. Even if he kayena manasa buddhya, by means of body action, manasa by mind, buddhya by intellect, kayena manasa buddhya kevalai indriyapi, even by using the senses also, yogina karma kurvanti sangam chatva atma visuddhaye. For the purification of mind, he will be going on doing yogam inside, and he will be doing actions outside also. So in this way, the yogi will behave both outside and inside. Here also, yukta karmaphalam chakva shantimapnoti naishtikim ayukta kamakarena phale sakto nabhajyate. This is also very important slokam. You can also underline this slokam. Yukta karmaphalam chakva. a yukta ichuchyate yogi. Here, the meaning of yukta is mentioned in Annapurna Upanishad. Pranat general samsyanto yukchaye padamagataha anamaya manajanta tesmata yoga yoginaha. A person who controls the all pancha pranas, that is prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, vayus, who controls the pancha pranas, he is called yukta. In that way, in Bhagavad Gita, yukta karma phalam chaktva shantima apnoti naishtikim. The yogi alone can renunciate the karma phalam, the fruit of the action, and he will get the final peace by getting moksham, that is salvation. Yukta karma phalam chaktva shantim apnoti naishtikim. While he is doing this sadhana, and at the end of sadhana also, he will get a permanent peace. Who? The yogi alone. The yogi alone can get this permanent peace by leaving the karma phalam. Ayuktaha, that means non-yogi, kamakarena, due to desires, phale sakto, due to desires, having affection towards the karma phalam, the fruit of the action, phale sakto nibajjate, he will be bonded. So, who is going to be bonded? Who is going to be relieved from the bondage is mentioning. Only a yogi will be relieved from the karma phalam, and the non-yogis will be, because of his affection towards the karma phalam, he will be always bonded. Yukta karma phalam chaktva shantima apnot naishtikim ayuktaha kamakarena phale sakto nibajjate. He is going on mentioning the state of the yogi whose mind is kept inside. Karmendriyani sanyamya manasa indriyani sarvakarmani manasa, yes, sarvakarmani manasa sanyasaste sukhumvasi navadvare pare pure dehi naiva kurvan nakaryan. He is also mentioning sarvakarmani sanyasaste sukhumvasi. Manasa sanyasaste sukhumvasi. One who renunciates all the karmas inside the mind only will become sukhumvasi. He will attain the sukhum inside. So, the one who gets happiness, eternal happiness, one who renunciates inside only. Navadvare pure dehi. You know, there are 9-gated city. 9-gated city, Navrandras. Our body is having Navrandras. You know, there are 2 eye holes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. These 7 plus